This is joint work that he's doing with a Ninja Ghosh and with Avi Goldfarb. And it looks like what he's going to talk about is a comparison of, I'm reading the subtitle, a comparison of microblogging click-through responses on mobile phones and PCs. Certainly that is cross-platform, multi-channel, if I've got it right. But either way, without further ado, Sang Pil.
Thank you. All right, good afternoon. I'm Pil Han from NYU. First of all, I'd like to thank MSI and WIMI for sponsoring our work. And without your support and deadline, we would not have been able to complete this work. So I'd like to thank them. And these are two of my co-authors, Aninda Ghosh at NYU, who's sitting there, and Avi Goldfarb from University of Toronto. We are looking at not only the search cost and local activities in the mobile platform, mobile internet, but also we compare user behaviors between mobile and traditional PC-based internet environments. This is a snapshot from iPhone. So can you read from the back? I don't think so. So that is the purpose. So it's really difficult unless you squint. It's difficult to see what it looks like, and also you only see a partial view of complete information when you visited the same website using your PC. So obviously, when you use your mobile phones, you see less information, less detail, and sometimes it takes longer time to load up the page, especially when the page includes lots of graphics. So advertisers bid on keywords to locate their ads near to the top in PC setting. But what about in mobile phone setting? When you search keyword like LCD TV using your cell phone, any types of smartphone, how many sellers, how many links do you see from this snapshot? Well, you have certainly one sponsored link, and below you have 1, 2, 3, and 3.5, right? To speak fair. So if you compare the number of competitors to that sponsored in this slide to what you just saw in the previous slide, suppose you rank the top. How many competitors do you have in the sponsored links at least? Well, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, well, 9.5 or 10. The key message here is that consumers move from PC-based internet to mobile-based internet, and companies also move from traditional PC-based advertising to mobile-based advertising. One key thing you can notice, the number of competitors decrease. So that is first part of our study, search costs. But what about the second one, which is local activities, in other words, geography. Suppose it's already 3 p.m. and you feel tired. Suppose you'd like to grab a good cup of coffee, right? Just run out of the building and a good cup of coffee. What would you do? How can you find good cup of coffee, best coffee shop in town? Well, you can ask local colleagues, right? But if they are not available, you might want to just pull up your mobile phone and you just search for it. So you can type in your location. Let's say, Wharton Business School, and in addition, you search for, coffee shops. What best coffee shops nearby? When I did this exercise last night, I was able to find, a couple of them. So the first one appeared as Starbucks, maybe 10 blocks down or 7 blocks down. And the second one was the Kaffa Crossing. The second coffee place, Kaffa Crossing, has more stars, so you just decide to go that place. So you grab the good cup of coffee. But later on, afterwards, when you talk with a local friend, he told you that, in fact, the best coffee shop in town is not Kaffa Crossing, was something else. Why this happened? Because the best coffee shop, although they could sell best coffee in town, they didn't make enough effort to advertise their ads to be appeared on users, let's say, mobile screens. So first question we'd like to address is how search costs vary across internet access technologies, mobile phones versus PCs. And the second one is how local activities or geography affect user behaviors, especially click-through behaviors in mobile internet as compared to in PC internet. We link our work to prior works which look at the impact of geography on user behaviors. So studies have looked at the geographical proximity between people, how that affects product diffusion process, and also some other studies looked at the distance between a user and a store, how that affects the substitution between online and offline sales. But no studies have looked at how the impact of geography changes when we have two different channels, two different platforms. In our empirical work, we collect the data from a Twitter-like microblogging service. So, for example, when I visited the best local coffee shop and I found the coffee was really nice, I can just tweet, I found coffee at coffee shop ABC, yummy. So that's the kind of message, that's the kind of data we have. So here's our data. So we have about 9,000 the user level click-through data, and from 260 users, and we have about 3,400 different brands. So I will show you how they look like. And we have two access channels, mobile phones and PCs, and we know the distance between a user and the store. Computer games, restaurants, books, these are the three most representative brand categories in our data set. So people like to talk about computer games and restaurants they visited, books they bought. They like talked about them a lot in the microblogging platform, at least in our data set. And I just like to focus on a few metrics, variables in our data set. So we have a rank of the brand post. So we will use the rank of a brand post as a proxy for search costs. I will talk about in a minute. And on an average, it was 38. It ranged between 1 to 90. And distance between a user and brand store, on an average, 43 miles away. But when it's really close, it's even less than 0.1 miles, right? And on an average, the click-through rate on brand post links was about 3%, which is comparable to that in other studies. So we'd like to link rank to click-through rates to see the impact of search costs. So obviously, the higher the rank is, it moves from the top to the bottom on the user's screen. So the higher the rank is, click-through rates will be negatively affected. It's our hypothesis. And we also look at the relationship between distance between a user and store and the click-through rates of online store of that company. So this is primary relationship we look at. And in addition to this, what happens to these two relationships when user access through mobile phones? Is the relationship between rank and click-through becomes more negative or becomes more positive? What about the distance, the impact of distance on click-through rates? When user access through mobile phones, the distance effect becomes amplified, or it's lessened. So this is what we'd like to figure out and learn from our study. So if lots of people click on a certain ad, a certain link, then the probability of that link to appear on the top of the search list becomes higher. So there is some endogeneity issue in rank. But in our case, in our empirical setting, we were okay. We were able to overcome this issue because the mechanism which determines the rank in our system was determined independent of the prior or previous click-through rate. Okay? So in the end, we used ranks for 32nd, 16th for each of the followers. And it enabled us to control for any unobserved quality issues with the original message a post creator has written. All right, so that's one. And the other issue we had to address here is a same message can appear multiple times as the followers log in repeatedly, right? So when user A first logged in, the message appeared at 4th, but later on it became 7th and 12th. So in order to deal with this, we only used the rank when it appeared for the first time, right? So first thing you need to know is the impact of rank on click-through behaviors. So what is the sign? The sign is negative. So the higher the rank is, locates near the bottom of the screen, what happens to us click-through rate? It's negatively affected. So click-through rate decreases. Makes sense. Similarly, we found that impact of distance between a user and store, well, it's negative. It has negative impact on click-through rates, meaning that people tend to click on brand posts when these brands are located nearby in proximity. When users access through mobile phones, we see the local interest or local activity impact becomes larger, right? And in addition to that, the interplay between rank and distance, it becomes amplified, and it is significant impact. And the three-way interaction, let's say 1 position decrease in rank and 1 mile increase in distance, and when user access through a PC rather than a mobile phone, the access through mobile phone rather than PC, the impact amplifies even bigger. Okay, so here I'd like to interpret the estimates in a more meaningful way. And we did a similar economic impact calculation with the distance variable. So let's start with the Starbucks coffee store was initially located 2 miles away, but what would happen? That store was 1 mile away, right? And we saw that for PC users, the odds of clicking on that brand post increased by 11%. For mobile users, it increased by 22%. So we see the increase in odds almost doubled when users access through mobile phones. And second insight we would like to provide is sponsored messages for local commerce. So we've seen local commerce like Groupon, Living Social, Milo. They have been very successful, and they are growing exponentially. And our finding about the impact of distance between a user and the brand store and its impact on click-through rates, it suggests that sponsored messages need to be about brand stores near a user's geographical location. So this finding supports or reflects the success of local commerce like these companies. So thank you. Thank you. So I'd like to, if you have any questions, I'd like to open up the questions session.